Hello, and welcome to my Fire Emblem 15 ETC playthrough. I'm US's Gordon Captain, here with,
Typhoon Carter.
and you're watching Alm 3-1, Attack on the Northern Zofia Plains.
Yes,
So,
and we get to fight a bunch of different enemy types. Fernan pulls up here. We got Zaxxon, who's an armor knight with a javelin, and we also have those witches whose AI cannot be comprehended and is the greatest mystery since FE4's clever mode AI.
yeah. So, one of the reasons why this video has taken so long is because in order to solve Witch AI, you have to solve a problem known as the halting problem, which I looked up my theoretical computer science textbook, cannot be solved. So instead, I had to invent a different method for approximating how reliable strategy was, where I just used a Monte Carlo based method, where I just did 20 attempts.
Man.
Can you tell me about this 20 attempt method, Typhoon?
Basically, what you do is you basically play the same map like 20 times, right? And then like you basically try to like take an average, like get like an idea of like how many turns you're clearing them like in each attempt, including failed attempts. While we're on that, and there's like two ways you can go about it. You can either record the same map like 20 times, or you can just and then like save your best one, or you can use just like the last recording just to like save time and like probably storage space on your computer.
Yeah, so this only used the last recording because recording 50 times is just not feasible. In SOV, there's this thing called Black Screen Emblem, which makes it way faster to record a single map, but obviously is completely unwatchable. Here we get to experience one of Shadows of Valenia's most interesting design decisions. Every single enemy on this map, um, except for the archers, is designed in such a way that they just barely don't get one rounded by the lightning sword. This has been sort of a common theme, but it's really rearing its head now. The basic way we avoid this is by chipping enemies. So certain enemies will be chipped by either like Python you saw chipped the soldier, or Mage Gray here will chip somebody. This is all to make it so that even though the lightning sword will not one round them naturally, you can sort of unnaturally one round them.
Yeah, it just needs a little bit of help. And another funny thing is that the calves here on 3-1 actually have lower stats than when you encountered them in Zofia Castle. It's kind of like Shadow Dragon's Gaiden chapters where the enemies are like purposefully weaker or something like that.
Yes. This was the reason why we needed Clive to get the Speedwell, because now with the Rider's Bane, he gets to one round calves, whereas previously without he would not have been able to one round the calves with the Rider's Bane. I think this was sort of an interesting design decision they made that makes it really easy to one round enemies. Um, so here, because the witches didn't teleport, I'm going for a different strategy where I just move Tobin forward and I'm going to just go for a 4 turn. And since I knew I was going for a 4 turn at this point, I sort of played more defensively. But since I didn't know exactly how this map would go, I had to think on my feet. This witch teleportation, for example, witches just have a mind of their own when it comes to teleporting.
Yeah, witches are living proof that IS is not very good at coding from the looks of it. But then again, we've seen this time and time again in IS's entire existence. So, nothing too surprising.
It eventually got so bad that they had to outsource Three Houses to a completely different dev studio,
Man,
which somehow did an even worse job.
what a great company.
Okay, here Python missed the displayed 75. That displayed 75s actually don't have that much more accuracy than you'd think. That shot had about an 85% chance of hitting, so it's actually about 1 in 3 to miss. One of the two.
Man, that's brutal.
So I miscounted Cliff's HP here and forgot to physic him. So we're gonna see Cliff die. That's sort of an expected result if you forget to physic your unit.
And then
Need to
from
be
the
killed on this turn. And so I position Claire, Alm, and Forsyth into position to kill him on the next turn. Claire is going to need to use one combat with the Leather Shield to learn Swap, which will be important for 3/3, so she can swap a unit. And then Claire with Swap is also pretty good in a couple of other maps. Here we're going to see Cliff's death because I forgot to use Physic like an idiot, which is kind of funny looking. And here we get to see Fernand's complete lack of heal AI. This is because there's a paladin named Clive fighting him. It actually does string compare, so if you changed Clive's name, it would actually not work. They actually do, in fact, have to have the paladin be named Clive. If there was an avatar character in this game and your avatar's character was named Clive, Fernand's AI would go ballistic for your avatar character too.
Man, truly an outstanding and greatly designed game, and very well programmed. Outstanding work, IS. Truly a model company.
Okay. So now that Cliff has healed, we just have one more enemy to finish off, and those are the witches. And that's the random witch in the corner and Zaxxon. So Zaxxon actually dies to exactly 3 hits of the lightning sword. And the witch will die to a combination of random units that just sort of sit there.
I've been defeated, but I can't fall here. I must make my retreat.
Fernand retreats twice, and unfortunately he dies off screen, so... Well, he dies on screen, but he doesn't die to your hands.
Man. Oops, spoiler alert to like the 10 people watching.
I don't think anyone who watches this hasn't beaten the game.
That's
So
fair. Okay, so
the key here is we want Python to actually kill the witch, because EXP distribution in this map, the units that you want the EXP to get the EXP the most are Python, Cliff, and Clive. Python needs EXP so he can reach 8 speed by 3/6. Cliff wants EXP so he can reach Dreadfighter before 3/6. And Clive wants EXP so he can reach Gold Knight before Part 4. Here we see Forsyth poking an enemy to 1 HP.
Yo, luck, best stat.
So hopefully Python actually gets the kill. Otherwise, I'd have to go for a backup strat.
And Python actually hits stuff. Who saw that coming? But yeah, so that's Zaxxon down.
And that was Zofia Plains 1 completed in 3 turns. See you next time for Arcanist Woods.